After all this is over, I'm gonna need to take a break from snow. It's not the snow, it's me. I just need some space, bro. Like, ugh. Well, firstly, there's this. Illinois has announced a state of emergency for Winter Storm Landon. Bang. Effective immediately. Update Tuesday afternoon. Illinois prepares for a winter storm. Could bring over a foot of snow. Chicago area. Yeah. Never mind the rest of the state that's getting that too. And model transition. Wow. This be the model of the HRRR from 1 o'clock this afternoon. And we're going over the 3 T's to the winter storms: track, timing, totals. Let's get it. The track of this fella seems to be pretty consistent throughout the week. The heavier stuff has stayed in this general area most of the week and even last week. So there is a very obvious track if we look back at the North American model, or the NAM as people call it. You can see it dips a little further into Missouri here and less into Michigan, but again, same general track. If you look at the other NAM model, again, same track. If we look at the Euro, again, same track. And again, if we look at the GFS, same track. So if you are within this area from eastern Missouri through central Illinois, central Indiana, northern Indiana, southern Michigan, and northwestern Ohio, prepare your butts. Track. We have finished the track. Number 2, timing. I'm going to go back to the HRRR because that one is the best. So if we go all the way back to the beginning of today, we can see a little bit of rain here. The rain has started. If we jump ahead to 7 o'clock here, you can see some of that little snow starts to develop behind this rain. A very obvious cold front has lined up along this area right here, and behind that be the snow. 6, 7, and 8 o'clock p.m. tonight. This is Tuesday night. You can see that snow and ice started to develop along that cold front. Move on to midnight. You can see that snow is really starting to push through. It's starting to push that rain down. And then, we see more of that ice through central Illinois. As we move on through the evening, you can see that starting to push even further. And notice this high pressure that develops up here in Alberta, Canada. All right, keep your eye on this fella because this is going to be key to where this storm tracks and how it develops. We can see a lot more of this ice and freezing rain develop in Missouri and even western Illinois. As we move through the night, this is 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see it's in almost full swing, stretching all the way from Canada all the way back in through Kansas. And we still have that line of freezing rain and sleet. Moving on to noon tomorrow, it's literally the same thing. It's still tracking through, still a little bit of that freezing rain through here. Now you can start to see this break right here past the border of Missouri and Kansas. See that high pressure is dipped down into Montana right here. This is 10 o'clock Central Time. That high pressure has moved from Montana into the Dakotas right here, and that break has really started to spread all the way across Illinois. So this is a really nice break for Illinois. Maybe a chance to get some plow trucks or something out there to assist in what power outages may and probably will happen during this time. And if you take a look at that second swing right back here, you can see there's a lot more sleet and ice developed. At 3 in the morning, that break is completely gone. It has that full swing of sleet and ice through this area and then full snow throughout this area. That high pressure has pretty much stayed in that same spot. That is key to keeping this snow and not it all being freezing rain. Maintaining a constant feed of cold air for that snow to continue to develop. 8 a.m. Thursday morning, still full swing. You can see this ice has still not released or gone away. It is still icing very much in this area and even up into Ohio and Arkansas now. And this is the end of the HRRR from this afternoon. You can see that ice, it's starting to clear off to the west, but that ice is still pretty thick through southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Since the HRRR ended at this time, we're going to go to the NAM 3 kilometer to kind of finish this off and make sure that it does, end up passing through. This is 7 o'clock Central Time. As we move through, it starts to diminish and clears out by the end of this model, which is 1 a.m. Friday night. I would expect this to last from about 8 p.m. tonight, I would say midnight to 1 a.m. Friday night, or Thursday night, Friday morning. All right, now that we have covered number 2, track, we're gone to number 3, totals. We head back to our trusty old HRRR. So you can see this ice really expands most of the United States here, going from southern Texas all the way up through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, western Kentucky, Ohio, and even a little bit into Pennsylvania. You see some of the higher totals ranging from 1.5 inches or even 1/2 inch in some places. Ice has a really heavy weight to it. Even 1/10 of an inch of ice is enough to snap tree branches, take down power lines, and do a lot more damage than you think it would. If you are in this ice area, please be weather alert. Keep your eyes open, have generators, have backup power, have some other kind of heat source. If you're in this heavy ice area, more than likely your power will go out. Now we're going to go on to snow totals. As you can see, these totals, again, there's a wild range. Where that ice was, you're not getting as much snow. This track is very narrow, but it is precise. And where it does hit, it hits very hard. Most of this area being 15 and above inches throughout Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. This is going to be some heavy wet snow, so it could very well freeze and again take down power lines, tree branches, damage to property, anything like that. So now to the fun part, which is going to be wind. This is 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're in full swing of this system right through Illinois, Missouri, and Indiana. If we look at the wind gust pattern right here, you're seeing wind gusts of 38 mile an hour all the way throughout this area. And as the time continues to go on, if we jump to Wednesday afternoon here, you can see those gusts continue to keep in line with the storm. You're seeing 37 mile an hour wind gusts, which is prompt for a blizzard warning. Blizzard warnings are issued when there is heavy snowfall rates, consistent winds of 30 mile an hour, or wind gusts of 30 mile an hour for more than 3 hours. If we look at the ground level wind here, you can see we're having pretty consistent winds of 18 knots, 19, 20 knots is about 15 miles an hour. So that's nothing to laugh at. When you're having heavy wet snow like this and consistent 15 mile an hour winds, that is likelihood for blizzard conditions right through here. And again, please stay weather aware if you are in this deep snow area throughout tonight, tomorrow, and even tomorrow night. So there you have it. We have our track, we have our timing, and we have our totals. If you are in this dangerous predicament, stay weather aware, keep an eye on everything, have an external charger for your phone so that when you do get weather alerts, you know what is going on if your power does go out. I'm going to definitely need a break from snow after this one. I'm going to need a minute. I get a vacation now. For all of you who have watched this, stay safe and keep chasing.